This is for Emiliyan Tenev. Um, Basically, I did this and I didn't hit the record button, so I'm going to kind of walk you through my process. So, this is your original, and what the first thing I would say that is get your anatomy down. Looking at this, there's a lot of issues where your arms are too long, your legs are pushed out way too far. There's no center of balance. Um, and just if you want the hand as low as it is in the foreground, that character is going to go forward quite a bit. So the anatomy is a big issue. Get some photo reference, and it'll probably solve a lot of your issues. So then what I did, the second thing I would say right off the bat is that you want to desaturate the background. Get more browns in there, lighter tonal values. And so what that's going to do is that's going to give you more separation. So I put more contrast between the foreground and the background. And then I added more depth as far as in the, or I added more desaturation on the background. And that actually brings the foreground further forward. Then what I did was I used dodge and burn, and I got rid of your flames because the flames, honestly, were very convoluted with the whole background. So to and I thought making them look with a more of the iron aspect gives you much more interest versus if they're on fire, it just doesn't feel right. As far as that, because it's mixing too much with the background and you got too many things going on. So then I did use the burn tool and I burned out some of the highlights in the flames and the eyes to really sell that aspect. All right, you wanna sell that aspect. And then what I did was I added in some more reds, lighting values. And so what I would tell you is I would say take a couple pictures of yourself holding a lamp or a light bulb or something, and then one down here, so you get more of that bottom lit light, and that's going to really sell a lot more of your that's going to sell your lighting concept a lot better. Because right now you have all this fire going on and it's very dark and dreary, which is okay, but you need to have the right reflected lights on the right reflected surfaces. And then what I did was I darkened this, and then basically kind of went in here and highlighted some of this stuff here. And that highlight is because there's so bright lights coming there. Anything reflective is going to really burn off of that. So that's the next aspect that you want to pay attention to. Any belt buckles or anything like that is really going to kind of show up. So those are things that you want to pay attention to. And then, I just went in and darkened, give it a little more contrast and things like that. And that's going to help sell your believability. So you want to take a look at like molten lead and things like that. And then, that by that you're selling more contrast. So like I said, get anatomy down, separate the background, foreground elements, and then get your lighting down. And those are the things that you want to work on in this particular piece. All right.